Oh wow.
Where's this guy, Josh?
Let's go.
Hashtag where's Josh? We might we'll hashtag it from now on.
Yeah, he's always
Send
got
out
his
the
hands full, obviously.
Send out the Westpac helicopter. Find this guy.
Oh wow.
Wow, I did tag him, and I didn't see a. I'll be
Well,
there, boys.
he gave you a little thumbs up, didn't he, Dre?
Yeah.
That's
I
why
said,
I didn't bother asking.
What?
That's why I didn't bother asking him. That's why I just came to you. And then you were on your deathbed. But all of a sudden, the miracle of the man.
Yes, the miracle of the man.
Bro,
it's
yes,
funny because
please.
I was going to pour me something tonight too because I was feeling a little bit flat. And I know what happened last time when we recorded when we were flat. But
yeah.
No, I feel real good today.
Okay,
really.
I thought you were sick. You sound like you're on your deathbed before.
I just popped in pills. And...
I might not make
y'all
it.
Y'all nigga move that though. Y'all nigga move that though. Hey, y'all nigga move that.
Oh wow!
First time I've heard someone say they might not make it.
Can you like beep out the nigga?
You're the only guy I know who sneezes when they're sick. Isn't that more like a allergies?
No, flu. It's like a flu.
Wow, that's no good, man. And sneezing too.
Yeah, I hate snotty. I don't know about you guys, but
maybe it's just a bad cold because flus you don't.
I was never that kid walking around with my.
Oh wow!
No, my parents. No. Oh, all right. Well, did he say he was going to be on there? Do you want me to hit up the?
He gave the thumbs up.
Do you want to just hit up the chat? Oh, do it.
Yeah, give it one more crack, and then if not, then we'll just rock and roll.
He hasn't seen the Zoom link. He hasn't seen it. Like it's not seen by him. I don't think.
Oh, message him then.
Yeah.
Oh, he always just calls in whenever he was just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah, start, bro.
Start because that's just a casual.
Break it down.
So as usual,
do we need intro, or are we just getting straight in?
We can get straight in, but I was sitting there thinking that Dre's like our
intro guy.
I just think that's
brings the energy.
Your role, G. I think that's.
Is that my role? Oh, your role. Shut your mouth.
We can discuss this, but I was sitting there thinking, fuck, I just get some consistency. I think maybe it's just like
bit of revelation. Revelation.
I think we should have a script, man. We should have a catchphrase we always say or something.
Yeah,
to start us off with and end us, because the ending's a bit awkward too. Like, oh, okay, sweet, let him.
I didn't even watch. To be honest, I haven't really watched the first one. As I was editing it, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, the second one was painful to watch, bro.
Yeah. 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 We loosen up a little bit more. Loosen up.
Well, here we are. We're just
the blood flow.
Getting better. Reps.
Yeah. Get them reps in. Get them reps in, bro. Get the reps in. Get the juices flowing.
Get the reps in. Probably something that Samoa haven't been doing, maybe. No,
that's hard.
Tough. What are your initial thoughts there, Afi?
Well, to be honest, I think they had their chances. It wasn't the effort was there, man. And when I look at some of these stats, bro, and I'm going to bring them up in the game in our chat, but we should have been getting smoked. We should have been getting smoked. That reflection of 1910 isn't a reflection of how inconsistent or how lopsided the stats were.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, a good thing, eh? For Samoa that was lopsided the stats, and they still. I mean, they still
play shit
and
still, play shit and still can kind of pull it in. I'm just shocked, eh? Like, I was like,
but you also aren't shocked, right? Didn't you say that, you thought that you had more chance of beating England than Argentina, eh?
Absolutely. Yeah, no. I still sit on that. I still sit on that, but I just looking at those stats, like if we purely went on, like if we didn't see no game and we saw those stats for a game, any game, you'd be looking at they go, oh, it's 50-0.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It's 50 plus, bro. 100%. Like I'm looking at.
No, you can be a bit worried by that because against a better team, it will be 50-0. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you do that against England, if you got those same stats.
Oh, if we can't get away with that again, like that will, No.
Just
It
the
was
game overall. It was a bit yeah. They almost played into Argentina's hand because I think both teams are pretty like unpredictable. Like they love throwing dodgy passes. They love the the old back pass, and they don't mind doing some out of it stuff.
All right, interesting. Let's just chop in.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, dude,
interesting.
have we not started yet? Okay.
No,
Okay.
oh yeah, because I want to get into this
Okay.
these notes that
Straight
I've
over to you, bruh.
Okay, but nice. Make sure it's loose though. Make sure it's loose. It
yeah,
can't be
just
too long. Not too
casual.
much monologue. We got okay. Ois, welcome back. Well, not welcome back. Welcome to episode 3 of Loose Carry Podcast. I'm here with Uffy and I'm here with
Yeah.
Willie and myself, Dre. We are waiting on Josh O'Connor. He is currently beaming in, hopefully somewhere from West Sydney.
BG in time.
But yeah, we're going to break down the week that was, the weekend that was, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Samoa, Uffy, I'm going to talk to you first. Well, we're going to talk to each other. What about Samoa versus Argentina? What do you guys
Oh
think?
man. Firstly, shout out to Volvasa Manaya and Selena Maputua and the
Shot.
rest of the crew.
Love.
But man, let's just hit with it. I'll hit you with some stats straight away.
Bro,
Like,
happy with it.
man, their first half, like 3 times more carries, man. About
Insane.
16 defenders beaten from the Argentina side versus 2.
Oh,
50 rucks won more than 20 in the first half. So like
so
that first, no, looking at the score, like we saw the score, and
yeah,
man, it was still close, right? We're still right in it.
yeah.
But man, those first half stats, bro, if you looked at that, man, we would be you'd think it's a 30+ game. And it didn't change in the second half. They didn't pick up the tempo, they didn't lift. But yeah, when I look at those stats, man, it's just a crazy game. Like first 30 seconds, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the yellow card. What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, that's I think that's
It's a
just
talking point,
poor.
man.
It's sort of like Will Jordan did the same. People just need to be more aware of what they're doing. That was, to me, that was terrible. And then they obviously scored. Try and
Within that
maybe
9 minutes.
where
Yep.
he would have been defensively, maybe Pael, but not the start you were hoping for. I'd imagine if you're a
It's
Samoa.
just clumsy. It's
No,
clumsy.
but yeah, but the thing is, Argentina were a bit clumsy too, like in that first half. Like if you
But it
look
comes
at
with-
it,
it comes with
Buffelli
team.
was like falling over himself trying to score that try.
Mm-mm.
I think
Yeah,
it was
with
for
himself.
them. Yeah, I don't think it was a good account for them, but they definitely had more ball. They made more meters. They were
Yeah,
more
but it's funny because
intentional at the ruck.
if you look at the stats, like you said, they should have been. So it's almost like they had all this position, territory, meters, carries, but they didn't capitalize on the opportunity too, just
And you
as
saw the
much as
drop balls
Samoa
and
didn't.
yep,
Yeah, so
absolutely. Yep.
What
Both
did you
ways.
did you think like that, like that styles makes fight thing? this wasn't the case because like both teams were pretty
Oh,
untidy,
they were
crappy
really rusty.
game as a
Both were
whole.
rusty. So if you
Like the
compare that game,
actual spectacle was
yeah,
like it was a hard watch, bro. It was like
bro,
watching your granddad sort of do it. You walk in the room by accident and sort of, oh man, no.
oh wow.
That's kind of what it was
oh
like.
well,
That's what it
What are
was
you
like. With the
doing?
watch. What are you doing, man?
no,
Don't tackle so
know,
early in the first 2 minutes. He's still
No,
in
but
the
sure,
air.
was a
you
tough
make a real
watch.
great point, bro. Like,
Yeah,
because if you compare that to the game we just watched in terms of,
Oof,
Ireland and South
those are
Africa,
the
they're on,
beasts, big
they're
boys.
on. That's the pinnacle, right? Like that's a top level right there. And then you
yeah.
kind of look at us, or look at the game that
What are
we
you
just
drinking
saw,
there? I feel
and
sorry.
thinking, some just lemonade and rhubarb,
Oh, lovely,
mix.
lovely.
Of course you are. Of course.
No,
It's
I was actually remember I was saying I was gonna get sick, but popped a few pills and
yeah.
now I'm here. I'm here. I made it. I've got to
Sacrifices,
represent.
commitment.
All legal, of course. All above board.
Yep, absolutely. It's
All right. Okay,
No,
just
but you're
wanted to-
right. You look at the
sparkling soda.
yeah, it was a hard watch, Argentina Samoa, because Samoa didn't look like they were threatening to score a try at any point in the game, obviously, until they did. And then it was just too little, too late. It was just like, oh
I
man,
mean,
the attacking enterprise was
A
missing
little
completely.
too late. Great song.
they had their moments like right before the half time bell.
Mm,
You get a
missed
drop ball by
opportunities. Yeah,
Tamatene, and man, if that's, converted, or even if we got a kick there, like let's
Oh, we
look at
missed a few
the two
kicks.
missed kicks that Christian Funnel missed.
And that's like
You know,
uncharacteristic of him,
that
right? He's
mate,
normally on the
he
money,
is a gun, so
and that's what he's there for,
obviously there's a bit of nerves.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we
just
can.
like having Lima there would have made all the difference, bro. Like just someone to steady the ship, just someone to hey, let's calm down. Let's
Mm,
stop throwing bloody back passes when we're 2 tries behind. Let's stop trying to flick ball out the back and run guys out of room. Like someone just a calming
yeah,
presence on the field. That's what I
100%.
felt like Lima would have brought.
Mm.
They really missed that at the end because
Is he
they had
injured? Is it
opportunity.
serious injury or not?
By the way, Max, if you're watching this, I need a sponsor.
Oh
Reach
wow,
out,
bro, that
Max.
matches
Reach
your
out.
background too, my man, my
Actually,
man.
rhubarb and lemongrass. Reach out, anyone. We just need some.
Anybody.
Any sponsor, mate.
Rhubarb
I feel
garden.
you.
Even
You made a good
anyone
point.
with a rhubarb garden.
I feel you made a good point around Manu Samoa not really taking an out and out fullback, and that's like, oh man, that's true.
Yeah,
They
man.
sort of passed on a few guns
Like
that
if I
could have
was
been
to be,
useful.
if I was to be critical, he came in like, coaches came in 3 years ago. They had time to establish, like kind of the core players right up to the end. They're still, trying to shuffle around and find a few. There was a lot of players missed out in terms of that fullback position, in my opinion.
Mm,
Didn't get the nod, but we have this. But all credit, like we've got the team we've got. There's no excuses. We've used this before, Willis.
mm,
No excuses. Professional environment,
yeah.
professional team. We've had them, 11 players from one or whatever.
Mm,
There's enough players there to
mm-hmm,
make an impact, to make a difference, to compete. And I saw a game where we are definitely winnable for
yeah.
Samoa. Watching that game over, definitely winnable. We
Painfully
we should have been
painful.
better,
Yeah,
but
they should have been. Oh,
yeah. But I'm expecting big things in the next two games, so we got to win. It's do or die now for us, and we'll see what they're made of. Because when the back's against the wall,
I
when your
see that.
back's against the wall, you
Yeah,
know.
I see that.
No, my real worry was with Samoa is that they're just going to get smashed in the forwards. I know, like they got some mean forwards, like big dudes in that, but like
Bro, they
Argentina
were
has
smashing
some
them
good
in the
forwards,
fourth.
bro.
hundred
Yeah, yeah.
percent.
Bro,
I know. I shouldn't
yeah.
be surprised because Samoa they always come with it. They always bring
Mm,
big shoulders, big hits, and stuff like that. But bro, some of those RGs,
yeah,
bro,
yeah. No, they can bang. They can
they're
definitely bang.
huge. They are
Yeah.
huge.
But
That
they
was my
weren't wanting to run it. They weren't wanting to
they,
run it today.
yeah. They aimed up well, and I thought that yeah, James Lay and there's boys in the
Yeah.
front row did okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they got some real
So
depth. I think they
where's
got
an
some real
area?
depth there. Yeah.
Yeah, where's the area of the game that you guys think that kind of was the
No,
defining area?
I already said I thought that they didn't control, they didn't have enough sort of calmness out there. That's what Lima. But you would think Christian would have that. Um,
Yeah.
he's
He was just a
so
bit off.
experienced.
Probably just not a great game from him.
Yeah.
I think they were lacking some real attacking enterprise. I don't feel their backline looked like they were going to score. Forwards are running, trucking hard. I think they, get some good yards. But then you throw it at the backs and they just looked like a little bit
Well, there
for
was
most of the
that
game.
break. There was
They had
that break,
moments.
and
Yeah,
Fritz,
that's right.
he dropped the
Yeah,
ball halfway.
yeah,
So they did have their moments, but it's interesting because Argentina were perfect at lineout,
yeah.
16 from 16.
And
You
yet
know,
the fantasy guy only got 4 points. I
you
had
still
their
talking about me.
locks. I had one of their locks. I
Oh,
was so
Oh, mate, you're
mad.
beating me. I saw your score.
I was so mad. I like my lock from Argentina. I don't Lavanini. I think it was the other guy. He got like 4 points. I was like, disgraceful. Should have chosen one of the Samoan boys.
So, what's the areas of improvement here? Let's talk about it. So, firstly, are we
Attack,
talking about the
obviously.
coaching? Are we talking about leadership again? Are we talking about
no, I
No,
think
chemistry? What
I
is it?
don't. To be
no.
honest, bro, that stat that they had 29 handling errors is remarkable. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't win a
yeah.
game of rugby with 29 handling errors. And I know the week before, Selala was talking about the handling errors, and they'll address that. And hopefully, that will. But it didn't. But that's on the players. It's like it was wet conditions. These conditions that play it's hard to play in. 29 handling errors, bro. You can't. that's tough. Missing a few kicks
And
at goal, a few missed opportunities. I don't think it's
Yeah,
anything big. I
yeah.
think it's simple fixes, but fixes that need to be addressed nonetheless, in my mind
so,
anyway.
so I think it's
Hold the
and
ball, hold the ball.
well,
This
that's
is
it. I
the
think
last week.
it's personal responsibilities on each player. You know,
Yeah.
just to front up, like they've
Yeah,
got all the tools, they've
Mm.
prepped well, everything's in place. It's just their personal responsibility to make, what to play your role. Don't try and
yeah.
do anything else. Just play your role. Like
Yeah.
one of the stats that I saw there were 141 tackles made versus Argentinians 77. So the double the amount of tackles
Ah,
having to be made in a game. And
That's
60.
fatigue. Like that means in the end of the game, the back end of the game, when you need like to hold the ball, that's fatigue, making so many tackles,
100%.
and then
Gee,
like
that's an overwhelming stat line. That is
it
mad.
builds up. Yeah,
Double the
like
amount of tackles, man. These
it's a
guys are
like
working hard. The effort was there. It
Oh,
just
100%. Line speed,
just
tenacity, for sure. Second efforts, 100%. That's one thing that they were doing well on. They were just consistently just getting up and going at it. Some big
But
shots.
Lala was joking last week when he said we need to hold the ball. What do
Yeah,
you think you need to do better? We need to hold the ball,
because he
bro. They
sort of
didn't
said
hold
it
the ball.
jokingly. Yeah, he
They
was
got
like,
worse.
Nick
It was
Minute.
a
need to hold the
curse.
ball.
We need to hold the ball, so they made 29 errors. Holy,
Yeah, but we
if
don't
they,
have that
it's,
excuse of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the heat wasn't that factor this time. It was more of the
Maybe they needed
conditions
heat.
in terms of the wet.
Greasy. Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
it was. I
So
think
they
it was
knew
really greasy. Yeah, yeah,
keep it tight, keep it
yeah.
close, but
But
I think
then,
they still tried to play their game. They still try to
Yeah,
play that whatever the game plan was, which in some respects, I'm like, stick to the game plan. But when you're in moments like that and you've seen a team just start to,
yeah,
oh yeah, let's
yeah,
go down the A channel, like let's
yeah, yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah,
hit the rucks, and so
yeah.
it told because you got 50 rucks won versus 20 in the first half.
yeah.
So they've won 50 rucks, bro, and versus
That is
Samoa's
mad.
20. So you shouldn't we shouldn't be spreading out too wide.
Mm.
Keep it thin. No one's gonna go around you. Like let them go around you. Don't let them go through you. There's a core principles of rugby, but I think
Maybe
those
they
are the
didn't
those
name
are the
up like I
areas.
said.
What's that?
Maybe they
Maybe
didn't
the what?
name up. Maybe they didn't name up like I just gave the fullbacks a rap, and then off the back of that you're like they won 20 rucks to 160 now. But
I would have thought Melani would have came in a bit earlier. Just because he brings something different. Tamatini was he was tackling the lights out, and
Mm.
a lot of them is going to start missing after a while. But I think they could have brought in that kind of that impact
Yep.
earlier.
Mm.
Because you knew looking at that first half how lackluster people you just needed to bring in
Yeah.
some energy a bit early. And I would have taken a risk on, bringing some of the bench on. I would have, brought, the forward, a lot of the forwards on. Tilini Seal,
100%.
like you said.
Mm.
I would have brought
Uh,
some glue on. I would have put some glue on the hands on, bro.
It's funny because
yeah.
you think
Short
about that
passes though,
game.
like, small channels, short
Yeah.
passes,
Keeping it close,
unders
close
lines, no
conditions.
overs, simple
Because you
stuff.
think I was thinking about that game, greasy, how many handling errors, but then you look at a game like today, Ireland, South Africa, and it was the same conditions, but just such class, It's just incredible.
No, no, but if you
This
watch that game, if you watch
yeah,
the short passes they're having, those little short passes,
little
even
little yeah.
that backline move, and then the Jameson goes in park and boom,
Mm.
boom. Oh,
That's
just
what I
keep
said.
it tight.
I
Just
said
Money.
keep it real tight. Basics.
Mm.
like a month ago, a couple of months ago, like Ireland, their attack is so much more sophisticated than the All Blacks. So
100%.
much more. They set up those
100%.
boards. They can go out the back. They
Mm.
do those the short
Threats at the
balls.
line,
And they are
forwards
just so
being
good,
ball
so
players,
good,
yeah.
so good at mixing up their attack that
Mm.
they always put the defenders in two minds.
Yeah.
And so it's just like it's almost like we've fallen way behind. And I don't want to stray away from Samoa, but fallen so far behind in attack. Um, and yeah, I tell you what, they're lucky. They're lucky Pate isn't a Fijian fan, an All
No, no,
Blacks fan.
Oh,
but
Maybe
when
bro.
you think about it, Argentina plays regular rugby with New Zealand, Australia, and Test matches every year in year out.
Mm.
They've been doing that since they joined the Super.
yeah,
Like they've championships,
Damn shit.
the championship comp.
yeah,
So I'd expect Argentina to come out and
yeah.
completely dominate. I
Well,
did
yeah,
see a dominant performance in terms of the stat. But
Yep.
what I saw, like they
Some
should have
more
been
handing it
whipping
to them.
us.
Some more
They
handed
should have
it.
been, yeah,
Which
absolutely.
is
Yep.
credit
If
to
you look,
Samoa, for sure.
Yeah.
yeah, look at all the championship teams. They've all
They've
had a
all lost
loss
one.
in play.
Mm,
So what does that tell you? Since South Africa left Super Rugby and went up north,
mm,
You brought
yeah,
this up, Willis, like, and it's one of your stats, like
mm,
or one of your statuses, like what's happened with the quality of rugby in the Southern Hemisphere.
mm.
Let's chat about that. Let's move aside from,
Well,
let's
oh,
bury that loss in terms of
we'll speak to that shortly.
oh well.
Samoa's game, but let's
I'll
bring that
speak
us into
last.
frame.
Yeah, but before, so just quickly, just to tag on to what you said in terms of Argentina playing in this rugby championship, year in, year out. You imagine if Tonga, Samoa, Fiji were playing in this
Yeah,
competition.
yeah.
Can you imagine how incredible they would be in 2-3 years? Um, there was a stat that Lala said today in the press conference. They played Argentina today. That's the third tier one team they've played since the last World Cup. And I said, what the something crazy like that? And I was like, that's insane. And the more times we can play tier one teams on the frequent, we will just, it'll be insane.
Yeah, well, it's new. It's new because the thing is, I think this is probably one of the only time that they get to gel as a unit as well. In this period, from
Mm,
the Pacific Nation Cup to this tournament that's done every 4 years. Like,
yeah.
if we really want to see the fruits of their labor, it's got to start, now, like right after the tournament. You
Mm,
got to put some actions in place. Obviously, last World Cup, the year after they hired Mapusua, they changed the management, and we've seen, we haven't seen that yet, because we've seen them. Uh, we've seen them play Chile, like we haven't really, and they've won their first kind of Pacific Nations in, like, I don't know how
mm,
many years, but we haven't
Shout out.
actually seen that, because this is where it showcase the proof is in the pudding now. Like,
mm,
so the performance that they put out here in this World Cup will define whether I think, um, that should continue, or see what lies ahead. Like you said, even the Tonga coach, you're looking at Tonga coach and saying, you got to show something, and I think, we need to be able to show something, and probably just, you know give back to the management and the coaches that have put all this effort in. I
mm,
think the personal responsibility on the players to step up and put on a good performance, even if it's just one out of the two. Like, I just want to see them play the kind of brand of rugby, or the rugby I know that they're capable of, and I
Yeah,
just want to see it
what
once.
would
Like,
you
got the cattle.
yeah.
how
We got
would
the
you
cattle.
how would you rate then? Let's think about Lala's term now, coming in up to 3 years, obviously at the COVID. How would you rate the way he's been taking hold of the team and maybe the development of the team? Would you say they're on track? It's been a positive experience, or how would you
Yeah,
see it?
I mean, we should have high expectations.
Yeah.
I think, with everything, and I think he has had high expectations of his players, of the union, everyone else around him. He's brought that, which I fundamentally agree. We've never really had that in the past,
Mm,
in terms of that respect factor. Yeah, we have some coaches in the past, but I think he's brought in the right. Um, so good leaders can bring good people around him as well. So I
mm,
think Tana, and the group that we talked about earlier,
yeah.
like,
shout
Schwalger,
out
and the
Carla for
likes.
coming in.
But I
Tana.
think he's brought around the right team.
Mm,
He's ticked every box, in my opinion, to
mm,
get the right players in place. And I think he's even, tried to add, that added Barbarians game, and
mm,
he had another warm up against Portugal that we didn't actually see.
mm,
Everything he's done to prep these players into, performing and showing, putting it out there on the park,
mm.
Yeah,
is
they
second to
need,
none,
they
in
need
my opinion.
Yeah.
they need a
But
more
it's that
regular.
personal responsibility on the players that are out there
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
kind of,
There's enough pros
do
on that
that,
team,
do
mate,
that.
for
That's my
sure.
coach, kind of,
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of.
But you need
That's my coach.
you need as well than playing opposition, like high level opposition way more often as well.
Consistently.
That's what it's done for sort of Fiji. I mean, with Drew and that. So yeah, if they can just like sort of get better fixtures. I don't think it really helps them playing Tonga and Japan every
No, no, no,
year, every sort of
no.
season. So yeah, mixing that with the ABs and more regular games with Australia and stuff like that. These their Southern Hemisphere counterparts.
Who
I was going to ask
decides
you,
who plays who? Who decides that? Is it
yeah,
World Rugby?
The schedule.
top
The
men,
schedule, like who decides who plays who
Illu-
each year?
Illuminati, Rugby Illuminati decide that. Heck, hey, Will, I just wanted to ask you, do you think seeing Ireland today,
Yeah.
and what they did to South Africa, such an impressive performance,
Mhm.
do you now think that they are 50 odd points better than Tonga? Maybe I thought maybe you change your tune now.
No, yeah. No, I still, yeah, because I can't even remember what I said. I think I said that um,
They shouldn't be that
they
much better
shouldn't
than
be better, 50 points better than Tonga.
And I said they
Um,
should.
what's it? Yeah, you're saying, yeah, that's right. And
upon reflection.
I guess upon reflection, I think, yeah, that's probably
That's
a
fair.
fair reflection. Even though it probably hurts to say, but the way that Ireland are going right now, it was funny
Was that a little
because
actually?
they were getting. I felt like they were getting battered. I thought they were getting battered by the box. They were just sort of, just getting,
They absorbed it, bro.
and then they
They were
just took it
sponges.
and 100%. And so yeah, to answer your question, it's probably fair reflection, and yeah, that's tough to say, but it's
Interesting.
yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
right on the money.
yeah. It's hard because it's probably yes and no, right? Like it was that Irish, probably not Irish, Ireland's top team. I think they rested a couple people, but pretty close to it.
What
But I
against
would say
Tonga?
that yeah.
I
But
think that was pretty close here.
I'd probably say that Tonga could have done a lot better than what they did. But at the same time, you can see how Ireland did beat them by that much because they were just
Hey,
like that South African team
Jay,
absolutely.
you just covered all bases, eh?
100%.
You just covered all bases with it. I can see how, but then, bro, just make a call,
Bro,
brother.
but everyone's
Make a
doing this
call,
on
brother.
this. It's like,
No, I'm just no,
but
because you
then
have
at the
to look
same
at it from
time,
both. I'm looking at it from both angles because, like, I'm not going to say. So what I was
So,
getting to, that South African team absolutely dealt to the All Blacks, and then Ireland dealt to them. Well, it didn't deal to them, but I mean, like South Africa
um,
never looked winning that game, in my opinion.
I mean, I thought they did. I thought in the first half, I thought they were obviously a few opportunities, but I just thought they were just battering them. It was just sort of like trucks coming down the alley, and I just thought, man,
Yeah,
Ireland are doing well to sort of stem this. I
you know
thought,
that's what they do.
do you know one thing? This is probably something that I'll just put out there. Like, one of the main things that I see at elevated level of change within northern and southern hemisphere, and I don't know if you guys wanted like picked it up, but I know Josh brought it up, like areas of that line, when you're flirting with the line, like McCall used to do it all the time,
Yeah,
mm,
and
flirtatious.
like no, but like when you look at South Africa and you look at Ireland, like Ireland are like in the line,
You
getting
look
up
at South Africa and
slow.
they start flirting. No, sorry.
Yeah, flirt with the Linde, mate.
Oh,
Buck, buck,
bro,
Hispanic heritage, bro.
dink.
Spices of the man.
head in the pencil, bro. The Lente, holy crap, what a unit.
No, but you look at that and like they've almost like changed the way you do the around the rucks and close and tight, and like
Yeah.
even like when I was watching it, it's like a different, like
That's the
I've been watching
sophistication I'm
Super,
talking about, man.
like this whole year I've been watching Super Rugby, and then I watched them play. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, that's Africa's
Precision, eh?
gone.
Everything's
Africa's different. Like I'm looking at them, going, man, that's a different brand of rugby
yeah.
than what we used to play with them. Like they've almost
And the
adapted to
intensity, in
what,
my opinion,
and it's
intensity
better,
on penalty.
and it's better.
Yeah.
Like just flirting with the line, like
100%.
pushing all the boundaries of the ref. Like
Pushing the boundaries.
I think sometimes we're just a bit we're a bit too nice. Like we want to play that clinical, but like clean.
Mm.
Kind of like for New
They're just
Zealand, like
like
we got that
savages, eh?
clean image, but
Yeah.
you see these guys, man, they're just like it's
They don't care, bro.
borderline
They've had a
penalties, like a
taste of
bit.
success and they just don't care anymore, right? They
They
don't
just
respect
throw
the All Blacks.
themselves. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Predictions. Okay, I think we went through who is actually going to go through the quarterfinals. So so the likelihood, right? France and All Blacks from Pool A, is it?
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I'm picking those two. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
pick those two.
I'm
for
with you
sure.
there.
Mm.
Okay. Sorry. Amateur hour. I need to get the pools in front of me.
And then we've got Pool B, Ireland and South Africa. Are we on the same page there?
Yep.
Yep.
Ireland, South
Okay.
Africa for sure.
And then
Mm.
Pool C is where might see some splits, but we got Wales, Fiji, Australia, Georgia, and Portugal.
I think Wales, Fiji.
I got Wales, Fiji as well.
Yep. That's 3 out of 3. I think
Okay,
Wales
3 out of 3.
over Australia.
And then
Yep.
this is where it's going to come even more of a bit of a difficulty here, but we might split. Pool D, England, Samoa, Japan, Argentina, and Chile. Who your bets?
Ah.
I'm gonna have
Place
to
your
back the
bets,
brothers.
boys.
I'm gonna go Samoa and England.
Same here. Think with
Oh.
your heart or think with your
Well,
Just say,
yeah.
bro. Just
Go
say
with Manu. Go
Argentina.
with
just
Manu.
say
Just
it, bro. Say 100. Just say 100.
England, Samoa. Yep. I'm going with my
Oh,
heart.
Lions
Up
of
Manu.
man.
we got them all the
Up
same. Then
Manu. Up the
okay,
blue.
then and now we've got
Just
pool.
quickly there.
Yeah.
Samoa's still
Yeah.
ahead of Argentina on the table, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
They just need to
Bonus
beat
point.
Japan and get some bonus points against England, and which is bizarre. Anyway,
Yeah, absolutely.
How bizarre, as they once said. OMC, shout out. RIP. It's for
Well,
Mana.
I think Argentina isn't showing signs of like positive rugby, in my opinion. Both games, like if you dissect it, like England game, had a player in the bin, whatever, still managed to scrape a Johnny Wilkinson win there for England. They should have won that game. Like being honest, I'm looking at the team.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's a massive
wait, Argentina should have beaten England.
advantage. Well, I mean, like, take advantage of the
100%. They'd be disappointed at that.
the advantage that you have. And so, then going to
Yeah.
Samoa, playing not so well and managing to win.
Yeah. Unfortunate for Samoa, they managed to kind of put it together. They probably got a wake up call from England. It's probably bad time to catch Argentina.
So Argentina hasn't played Japan yet though, as well. I think that's their last game.
Ah, true, and that'll probably come down to that game actually.
Yeah.
They'll
put a 5-pointer on Chile. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be the Japan game as well. So how well it all pans out is how well they do against Japan for both of those games, in my opinion. Both teams have to do well against Japan because it'll be points differential, right? If Samoa managed to tip England.
I think so. I think Japan have been a lot better in the World Cup than they were in the PNC.
I was going to say
they were pretty mud. They were mud in the PNC, and then they've sort of turned the corner somewhat. I know they haven't been sort of winning really. Well, they won one game. They're not. I think they've there's signs there that they're sort of putting it together on the field a bit more.
I absolutely.
They're not going to be a pushover. They're definitely not going to be a pushover for Samoa or for Argentina.
Okay, so we've made our bets, and let's go Pool A, Pool B. Out of those ones we've picked, so we're saying South Africa is going to come out and play France. Who you guys got?
For South Africa, I got South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah. I think with DuPont might possibly out for a couple of games. He's a key player, and I think they'll struggle to beat South Africa without him. But they can prove us wrong because they are France. They're playing at home, so.
Well, I got the French. Anyway, that's me. I'll put down the French. And then you've got Ireland versus New Zealand.
I think the Ireland beating All Blacks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the prediction. I'm going to go with Ireland. They're just too much of a complete side at the moment. They're tough. I keep saying the word sophisticated because I can't think of a better word to describe this attacking crowd.
Yeah.
They're really complete. They're tough. They don't mind the hard stuff. They don't mind if you want to go bang for bang.
Creative.
Yeah. They've got it all there. They got Kiwis. So
they got Samoans. They got Bundy.
Yeah, got Samoans.
How much of a baller is Bundy?
Bro, do you know his real name? Do you know his real
Yeah, I
name?
saw that you
Yeah,
posted that in our
I
interlude.
didn't realize that his name was For Leofi Bandelu Aki. Bandelu, what's that? Bundelu.
Are you sure it's
Bundelu.
or is it
That's
not
on.
Kabile? Kabile.
He's got the
Well,
Bunda.
you're a sad guy to the man.
Bunda Aki. Like, I just want to shut this down. I just want to shut. There's a lot of commentary out there about, oh, the All Blacks dropped the ball with not picking Aki. Should have been an All Black, bro. Back then, when he was playing for the Chiefs, he was nowhere near the best midfielder in New Zealand. Okay, so he went to Ireland and became a better player. It's
Bro,
because
but he was a gun.
he was a
He
gun. Don't get me
he
wrong.
was a gun.
They won the chip with the Chiefs, but don't get me wrong. He was a gun. But I mean, like, wasn't that the Smith Nonu days?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
There's a
so
guy called Martin Nonu still playing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
like,
he was a gun still.
I just want to.
Like
There's so
he
many
He was
was
a
a
people
gun,
out there
but he was
rubbishing
an
the All Blacks and
international
rubbishing,
radar.
like, oh yeah, the All Blacks got no idea. Now look at him. Like, he became the player he is because he went away and challenged himself
Yeah.
and became that.
Which
And
is
he
cool to
full
see.
credit.
I like seeing
to-
those
Yeah,
stories.
hard out. But I just wanna speak to the people out there saying like All Blacks dropped the ball. No, they didn't.
I,
It,
I just want to speak to the
they
fact that
won
he
2 World
wasn't
Cups
mud
while
when
he
he
was
was here.
there.
I just want to speak to the fact that he wasn't mud when he was here, bro. He was actually a gun player,
I
bro.
didn't say he was mud. I didn't use the word mud. I didn't even
No,
say.
but what I'm saying is that he should have been in the All Blacks, in my opinion, when he was here.
Oh,
He
okay.
was on the cuffs.
Really?
Like,
You really
yeah,
believe that,
bro.
bro?
They went with Peter Saili, right? Right? They
Well,
that year they went with Peter
are you
Saili
talking
because,
about a
bro,
northern?
counties had just had a massive season that year too.
Yeah, but
He was.
even so, the guys who were starting,
I know you weren't gonna take. I know.
Aki would never
I
have.
knew. I know you're not gonna replace him for like a Matanoni. He's not gonna replace a Matanoni. Don't get me wrong. At that period of time, because
Yeah,
Matanoni was like
yeah,
a
he
legend.
would have always been the understudy. Um,
He
but
took a
yeah,
chance
it's
somewhere
just
else where
annoying.
he,
It's just
you know,
annoying to see people think, oh, like they knew back then that Bundy Aki was going to be like this world beater. You didn't know. You didn't know shit.
but no, but even
100.
Jonah Lowe, like I absolutely thought Jonah Lowe should have had a chance. Like
Yeah,
He
yeah,
came close,
big
didn't he?
time.
Did he come
he's a
closer?
but he's like, and I'm probably putting reference to the current team, but I would pick him over a Sean Stevenson like that. The you know same area, same position.
Okay.
You know,
Things
it
that
will.
James
Yeah.
Lowe's interesting to me.
Maybe it speaks to
Let's
your point up because he's like Sean Stevenson and these guys they pick all sort of cover every position, whereas James Lowe is kind of out and out winger, eh? They got specialists in their positions, and so maybe that's the reason they're so damn good at the moment is because they pick and stick with the
They know
guys
their
that
role.
are the best players in that
They
position. That's what they pick. That's
they know
another
their
reason.
role. It's bread and butter. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
coming
yeah.
in and reinventing themselves every time they come out.
And they're not thinking,
But yeah,
okay, in the first half I'm going to play wing. I may have to cover fullback. Someone gets injured, or I may go into first 5-8. Like,
yeah. It's like, oh
they've
shit,
got guys
I'm playing
who
wing
know
this
their
time.
job, they know their
It's
role,
like,
they know their role when we shut their mouths, and they just do that.
if
They just do
James
the
if
play.
James Lowe was playing in New Zealand today, would he be an All Black?
he would
I
have
think,
made, yeah,
yeah, for sure.
absolutely. In my,
Okay, no,
he would absolutely have
we're
had a
looking at
test.
him with the lens that he's
But if you look,
the way he's
But
playing for Ireland. But let's
yeah,
say he's here in New Zealand playing, and you still got
he
Caleb
wouldn't be
Clark.
that James Lowe though. That's what I'm probably saying.
Yeah,
He
but
wouldn't be that James
that's
Lowe.
a good point.
yeah.
That's a good
Okay,
point.
so
It's
if he
the
was
It
same
playing
would be
here in New
like any
Zealand,
other winger that makes the All Blacks and just fades away in the dust.
yeah, but that's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying if he was here and you still had Leicester in front of you and Caleb, you'd be taking both of them ahead of James Lowe if he was just playing in New Zealand, no? Or
Well, I
Yeah,
have to actually see
it
him play
depends.
in New
Like,
Zealand, but
you'd have to see him. Yeah,
yeah, I'd have to. There's a lot of ifs there, bro. But I
yeah,
think if he was to stay in New Zealand, um, depends. Like, because the thing
yeah,
is, we mold our players into what the coach wants to see. Like, this is the other thing as well. Like,
mm,
whatever the coach is wanting out of, like, so um, let's say a Hosea Gears out there, and he's carving it. He's like, top try scorer, everything, and a certain coach can go, he's not good on the high ball. He doesn't have a kicking game. Not going to pick him for those reasons. So you have to fit in to the game plan or the side that coach wants to see play a style of rugby. I think that's kind of what's molding a lot of these players. Like I bring reference to Victor Vito. So Victor Vito, beast coming into school. Like he was he doesn't have the game he had when he made the All Blacks, but he completely changed as a player. Like seeing the Victor Vito that made the All Blacks, and the Victor Vito, the raw talent that came out looking like I'd put him in the same light as like a Lawaki. You know,
Where you going with
Lawaki's
this?
raw
Where you
talent.
going with
You know,
this? Where you going with
but
this?
what I'm trying to say is that you get trained. You know, you get molded into the player that the coach wants to see to make the jersey instead
Right.
of playing your game and
Okay. So you're
putting
saying
a
they
highlight
they
reel.
take them away, take them aside, and say, "This is what I want to see out of you. I want to
Absolutely,
improve under the high ball, and then we'll give it like
absolutely,
I want to see and then we'll give you a shot in the All Blacks."
absolutely.
Yeah. They give them those little takeaways.
Does
All right.
Bundy Aki become the player he is today if he stays in New Zealand or not?
Absolutely
No,
not.
absolutely not. Oh yeah, no.
And that's my point. Like, you can't say that. Oh, they dropped the ball. Like, because he
You know, one
wouldn't.
thing I like about the island players, like when they get into these teams, they are a rarity. You know, they are enhanced. They are become the guy. Right? You know
They
what I mean? Like
stay
you look at
hanging on drugs, to be honest.
Mani Tuilangi, you look at Bundy Aki,
Yeah,
Faletau, he's played multiple games. Like,
yeah,
he becomes the guy because he offers something different from what they're all got lined up in their academies and everything. You know, we offer something different, and they want to see that picture. And so I think New Zealand has benefited from that for years now. Like, and multiple teams, and we bring different styles. But I think that southern flair. Um, if I'm trying to pinpoint at something, like I've never been more excited to watch Fiji. That
yeah.
brand of rugby.
We need to get onto the rest of our predictions.
Oh yeah, sweet. You can cut that out then.
Well, thanks guys for
Okay.
joining us on episode 3 of the a lot
Wow.
of analysis.
No. Okay, so who's gonna win it? Ride out winner. Come on, boys.
South
Who's
Africa.
winning it? South Africa.
Ireland. I said South Africa at the start of the tournament, and now I think Ireland is going to win it.
Ireland.
Yep.
And you?
ABs.
Wow, bro. I
want to
love
be
it.
laughed at.
I
I
love it.
want to be laughed at.
I want
with
you to
the
be right
backdrop
so
of-
bad.
Yeah, we should put wages on this, I reckon. Oosh, there it is.
I'm down.
There it is.
We should put a little,
Hey,
wager.
I'll double down.
Wow.
I'm a double down. That's
Yeah,
what
no.
predictions are about, bro. Come on.
What's Josh's prediction? Fiji.
He doesn't even know what time of day
Tosso
it is.
viti, tosso. Man, he's having
No,
dinner.
that's
We're
out
on
there.
here,
We didn't tell him
and my
about
man's having dinner.
daylight saving.
Bang bang.
Sorry, guys. I'm having dinner with a family. Could you not bother me right now?
I know.
If he
That's our
misses
bad.
one more episode, I'm taking his name off the bio.
He's gonna
Three
like.
fathers, solid,
Nah,
the
nah,
three
no,
kings.
Is he gonna edit
Wow.
this?
I like that has a ring to it too.
Nah, Josh, I'm just
Wow.
kidding, bro. I'm just
We're just kidding, Josh.
kidding.
Just kidding. Please.
Joshing. I'm just joshing.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, jokes of the man. Man.
yeah.
Yeah, South Africa. I think they will come playoff time, mate. They've learned some lessons.
Yeah. I don't put it past
championship
them.
caliber.
I don't put it past them. They could. I'm just saying, yeah, they could do it.
Who?
My money's
Who?
on Ireland at the moment. South Africa could,
Africa.
do it, but my money is on Ireland. But I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if South Africa do it, right? Like that's them. They could put it together.
I think South Africa got more of a chance than the All Blacks, or is that?
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I think so. I love Afi's positivity. I think that. Yeah, I think they're just a bit too strong. ABs haven't quite adapted to
Hey
you know
mate,
the gold standard of world rugby.
I don't have to strengthen this case. I just put it out there. I don't have to strengthen it at all.
It's all right. I mean, I love it. I'm not saying
I
there's
mean, they're
anything.
gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out. And
Just figure it out, man.
That sounds vague, though. That sounds very vague. I like. Oh, they're gonna figure it out. Okay, cool. Thanks, Foster.
They're gonna sit in their rooms and figure it out.
Well, I need another game to see some, But those
Yeah.
games, like I think the Italy game, I'll take a little bit out of that. But you know, you really just got to see them play. You got to see them put it on
Italy
Ireland.
will. They won't be. You know, they'll put the All Blacks to the sword. I think it'll be.
You
You know,
reckon?
they got put to the sword.
What's your
You're gonna
what's your
make
prediction there?
a fettuccine out of the All
Come
Blacks.
on, man. I wanna hear these
Nice
predictions.
carbonara.
You know, because when you play a team like the All Blacks, or like it's like when you play like the Chicago Bulls, or the Lakers of 2000s.
Oh yeah, I
They
know.
you
I like your
it
thinking.
brings the best out of it's like
Yeah.
there's a super. It's not like they're just
Right, boys.
playing and so it can
They love.
often
Yeah. Every team lifts their games when they play the All
bring
Blacks.
100. They
Yeah,
get everybody's best. They get everybody's hype. They get everybody's
yeah.
best foot, and so and that often can
And on
swing
that
some
note,
results.
we're signing out. This is us, boys. It's
I was just
9:30.
going to close another little lotto before we close.
I think you need to say one for the All Blacks, bro.
Yeah, bro.
They're gonna come up against Ireland in the quarterfinal. Holy, that's
No,
a little
okay.
bit.
So if we want to put a wager on it, let's put a wager on Ireland and All Blacks. If that's the matchup that comes
Alright.
out, let's put a wager on it. Eh?
Now
Alright.
let's put money on our horses.
Put your money where your mouth
So
is.
South Africa, All Blacks.
So
Like
to win it all, are we putting the bet on to win it all?
if your team bows out, then you got to do a certain something on the pod, and
Okay.
we're gonna have a think about it.
Something could
We'll
be.
have a think about it. We'll have a think about it. All right. See you,
All right,
boys.
guys.
Thanks for the Talanoa.
Yes,
Take it easy.
the
thanks
next one.
for joining us. Thanks for joining us once again on the Loose Carry podcast. Hope you've enjoyed this beautiful nonsense. We'll see you next time.
Peace in the Middle East.
Bye.